A location that the team had long been anticipating was now within reach. West Virginia State Penitentiary, also known as Moundsville. Allegedly one of the most haunted locations in the United States. Construction began in 1866, with inmates providing most of the labor. It opened in 1876. In March of 1995, it was closed by court order after concerns arising of inhumane living conditions and questionable treatment. The total number of deaths would be more than just the executions. Charles Manson even requested transfer to this facility, only to be denied by the warden, with the warden saying, quote, "It would be a cold day in hell." The electric chair, also known as Old Sparky, was built by an inmate as well. It has been moved from its original location and now greets guests as they enter the building for their tours. 9 men were executed by Old Sparky. Hangings continued in 1949 and would result in the ending of lives of 85 men. A total of 94 men were executed. 85 were by hanging, 9 were by electrocution. 1 woman was sentenced to death, yet at the last minute received a pardon. Yes, there were female inmates at this facility. Upon execution, the condemned would have to climb these stairs. When they got to the top, a noose with 13 knots would be placed around their neck in the presence of 13 people, 12 jurors, and the judge who convicted them. This is the reason for the 13 knots. However, further research also shows a biblical reference to the number 13 in relation to Judas and the betrayal of Jesus as being the 13th guest to the Last Supper. There are 2 executions that are most profound. One is said that the condemned was too heavy for the rope. Upon releasing the spring door, he was decapitated. The other, when his body dropped, the rope broke. He fell to the floor below. He was still alive. He was taken back up the stairs and hung again until he was dead. Alyssa noticed earlier in the day that there was an old school bus parked outside of the chapel. She couldn't get her attention off of it and felt drawn to go to it. Degrees. See your breath. There's no bugs in this type of climate or condition.
Going forward. Can you make it go up higher for me? No? Okay, it's okay. Drop down to 0. And at point 4 to drop down to 0 after we sit down. Frank, can you tell me who you murdered?
We continue to run our equipment and snap pictures as we were discussing the 2 hangings that went horribly wrong. We didn't pick up any further EVPs or notice anything. Not until we were getting ready to leave. We snapped a picture as we were leaving. We noticed something within it. When we ran it through an editor, we saw this. Wasn't that 2 back there?
What's that?
There was 2 back there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Alright.
Do you want to try to maybe get the EVPs over yourselves?
Can. We hadn't realized at that point we had already caught an EVP, being that we had already walked past Red Cell before we realized it. William Red Snyder had already served a previous 32 months in Moundsville prison. 16 days after his release, he murdered his father and a neighbor. He was sentenced back to Moundsville. On November 16, 1992, He was walking out of his cell and was stabbed by another inmate, who was identified as Russell Rusty Lassiter. Red succumbed to the attack, in which he was stabbed 37 times. The reason for the attack was for a position of power. Red was a leader in the Aryan Brotherhood. Lassiter had received orders to attack Red by Elijah Sutton, who wanted to take leadership over the Aryan Brotherhood.